when Granger account manager is out in one of those facilities, maybe it's an auto repair shop, maybe it's a heavy duty industrial facility, what should they be looking for when they're at that customer facility to start talking about Z-Line products?
Absolutely. A few very easy ones to look out for. Um, Oddly enough, my photo choice here does have a couple of those in it, so I must have did that intentionally, right? But fluid containers for oil and grease, and even cleaners. Those are usually a very easy cue. Because as I mentioned, that Z-Line has always been known for the pumping category. So we have options that do oil. We even have some that do chemicals like bleach, some that may do some ammonias and some acids. So that's always an opportunity to look for. Again, traditional motor oils, transmission fluids, hydraulic oils, even too. So if you see those, there's an opportunity for a dispensing pump. We even have some little dispensing jugs that'll work for the oil-based chemicals as well. That could be an accessory sale or an add-on for you. If you're going anywhere that has industrial machinery, 99% of the time it's going to need to be maintained or need grease applied to it. Guess what? There's an opportunity for a larger bucket style grease pump or even one of those grease guns we mentioned that have the expanded plunger so you don't have to throw away any extra grease. Forklifts, that's always a big one too because they've got a motor in them. Some of these places may have a delivery truck or shuttle truck around on the compound or even utility vehicles. There's an opportunity there if you find out if they're doing their own maintenance on them. You may have an opportunity to sell one of our waste oil drains or a fluid dispensers. That's a new line that we also launched around the same time in October that most people look at it and say, that's just standard cars only. No, it can cross sell into larger fleet vehicles also.
Awesome. Now, do you have pumps that can fit onto 275-gallon totes or 55-gallon drums?
Yeah, most of them will do 55-gallon drums. They'll go down to 16-gallon drums. We have a couple of series like in the diesel exhaust fluid category, um, or we have some kits that'll work on the 275-gallon totes. We also have for oils, transmissions, and or transmission fluids and hydraulic oils. We do have some custom packages that we can do with the pneumatic pump that you can retrofit to a 275-gallon IBC tote.
Okay.
And then we also have one that's a unique battery powered one that runs on a 19-volt lithium battery that
Hmm.
it can telescope between a 55-gallon and the 275-gallon tote drum. But primarily, it's going to be used for DEF, antifreezes, and washer fluids. So we have a
Awesome.
wide variety of different options at our discretion for them.
So, Granger Sellers, if you're talking to your customers about CLR Pro and you're selling 275-gallon totes of CLR products or 55-gallon drums, you could also talk to them about some Z-Line products as well. So keep that in mind. So thank you for sharing that. Now, when it comes to you've identified the possible sale, who should they be talking to, and what types of questions would be some good questions to ask?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, each business you visit is going to vary one to the other. There's going to be different decision makers. Typically, sometimes you want to find out who maybe their safety manager is, the service manager of the facility, operations manager, and of course, in some of the smaller ones, maybe you got to take it straight to the owner. Usually, pretty easy questions. Again, watch for the cues that I talked about on the previous slide. See
Hmm.
what they're using, see what they're doing, but don't be afraid to ask them. That's one of the things that I've always been taught in the world of sales is the ABC method, always be closing. So if you're not asking the questions to get the answers, you're never going to close the sale and get it in the long run. But if you just ask them, say, hey, just in curiosity, I know, hey, you may be buying some of these products from us now, like you just mentioned CRC. What are you doing to dispense that tote?
CLR.
Oh, CLR. There you go. Sorry. I said the wrong
Sorry.
one. But you mentioned the CLR and say, hey, out of curiosity, how are you dispensing this from your tote? Um,
Hmm.
Little questions like that go a long way because maybe that guy may not be satisfied with the pump he's buying right now. Or maybe
Hmm.
he's spending too much, or maybe he doesn't have a way to get it out of there that logically makes sense. Maybe they're using the old tap and spout method into a cup. Who knows? But if you can talk to them and just ask those questions, you're going to open your pathway to basically getting the sale.